Hello, Glam Fam. Future me here to introduce my Summer Vibrations tea to you, which is part of the Lion Brand Summer Essentials collection. It all started with a beautiful submission. Most makes tend to evolve from the original concept. As you can see, not everything is the same as what I predicted it to be, but I am so in love with the result. I kind of already led with the spoiler, but isn't Yarn Mail so fun to see the actual colors live and in person? Let me tell you. So I decided on 24/7 cotton. This is the DK version. I've never actually used it. I have used the original 24/7 cotton. This is nothing like it. I don't even understand why they called this the same name. This is not mercerized like the original version, and it is so soft. There are great color options too. And you can't get Yarn Mail without the glorious face rubs. Anyway, this is so essential for summer. In case you couldn't read the tag earlier, I am using the colorway Grenadine. It's kind of hard to showcase on camera, but it is a pretty good red, I will say.
Just saying, this is officially my new favorite yarn. It is so soft. I wish that this came in all the colors imaginable because I need everything in this. DK weight is really my favorite weight anyways. It's like the beautiful in between. So I have been working on my Lucky sweater, and it is made out of 24/7 cotton, but it's like the worsted weight, category 4, and so this is the DK, and I feel like they are definitely different.
I couldn't even finish the swatch before sharing with you already. Hello!
Sorry about the interruption yesterday. What I was trying to say is that the yarns are definitely different, and it's because the DK is not mercerized, whereas the regular one is mercerized. And yes, I finished a swatch and I love it. I'm so happy about it. This is like the best part, starting a new project or new design.
It is midnight, past midnight, so I probably should call it a night, but I've clearly struggled with putting this down. I am so close to being done with the first, full repeat. I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. I'm making great progress, I feel like. Especially for having just gotten the yarn yesterday, just designing it. It's beautiful. I cannot wait to see this first panel. I think that's what's getting me nonstop stitching with it. I'm realizing also in other lacework designs, I've seen other people say for each repeat section to separate it with stitch markers. I find them fiddly as I'm working, but I do think that they would be beneficial because there has been a few times where I've gotten myself distracted mid-row and managed to mess it up and have to tink back and start all over again, and that would save me so much more time if I just would use stitch markers. So mid-row I could pick up and set down and still know whether I completed the repeat or not. But no, I'd rather just do the rows over and over again, I guess. I don't know. So when you make this, you can make the right choice for yourself. That was my point of coming here. Apparently it's time for me to go to bed because I can't get all my thoughts in order. We'll see you again in the morning.
I may have taken it to a whole new level by saying in the morning.
Here we are at midnight again. I have made 1.5 repeats and I'm so happy about it. I'm loving it. I can't wait till the lace work really opens up when this is off the needles. I just wanted to show yesterday's update, and I also decided to start using stitch markers for each repeat So this is 2 repeats, and I'm on to the third.
If you decide to hop on and make one of these cuties too, be prepared for that first panel lacework excitement. I couldn't get over myself for the whole entire time. The second panel, on the other hand, felt more like Sleeve Island, you know, when you have to repeat for the second time. I did intentionally design this tee to have fairly simple construction, as in 2 panels and 3 needle bind off shoulders and seam the sides, because the lace work requires so much attention. So I felt like the rest should be easy stitching, less brain power. So it's pretty easy to be able to take with you on the go and socialize making. You know, all my favorite things. While we're here, can we throw in a little love to the Loomis and Loomis necklight coming in clutch? Here we go, starting on the second panel, where I fade off into not necessarily sharing all the things. But I say that this is great on taking on the go, but also you'll see that I take my notebook with the lace repeat with me everywhere. You'd think that I could have it memorized by now, but it is like a 36 row repeat. So it's kind of impossible for me, but maybe you have better memory skills to be able to remember. I thought I would throw in a little bit of views of me stitching because I don't always do that. And I think a lot of people like to see others actually stitching to see in comparison to what they do themselves. And you can also see in the background that I put my flannel and fleece to work regularly. Love that thing. Out of curiosity, are you a continental or English style knitter?
I haven't really been sharing like vocally everything, but I thought you might like to know I am finally on the last repeat of this second panel, and I only have this much left of a third skein. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna have to tap into a fourth skein.
Future me here to say I'm going to be giving some tutorials for like the few rows of repeats. If that's not something you want to see, fast forward way far ahead.
Okay, so this lace pattern is done with basically 4 rows repeated in a certain sequence. And so since it includes kind of some stitching that maybe you're not familiar with or might not be familiar with, I thought maybe I would share the rows. So, okay. So let's do the first one. I have been using this strategy of doubling the wraps for my tension so that I can get a better purl. So we purl. This is so hard to do once filming. Like I can do it until I have to do this weird position. So we purl 2, and then you'll knit 2 in the back loop. And then we'll purl 2 again. And then we will yarn over, knit 5, knit 2 together, purl 2, knit 2 through the back loop, and then purl 2. So minus those first 6 stitches, we will be repeating again over and over again to the end. So we'll yarn over, knit 5, knit 2 together, purl 2, knit 2 through the back loop, purl 2, And I will continue to repeat that to the end of the row, and then I'll come back for the second row. Okay, so for the next row, of course, you turn your work, and we will be working on the wrong side. And we will start off with knit 2, knit 2, and then we'll purl 2 through the back loop. So you bring your yarn to the front, needle on that back loop, wrap. Yep. Of course, the dogs have to drink water right now. And then knit 2, purl 2 together, purl 5, when they drink water, they drink a lot of freaking water too. Yarn over, knit 2. We're going to purl through the back loop twice again. And then knit 2. And then minus those first 6 stitches again, we will be repeating that whole sequence. So purl 2 together, purl 5, I even waited for him to drink water the first time, and he's back at it again. Yarn over, knit 2, purl 2 through the back loop, and then knit 2. So I will repeat that to the end of the row, and I will be back. So you will repeat those 2 rows a few times, and then you'll do this next 2 row sequence, which is, so we'll call that row 9, which is what it is. You will purl 2, knit 2 through the back loop, purl 2, slip, slip, knit. I like to do the one move slip, slip, knit by Patty Lyons. I will have that linked in the pattern. Knit 5, yarn over, purl 2, knit 2 through the back loop, and purl 2. Minus those first 6 stitches, you will repeat that sequence again. So slip, slip, knit, knit 5, yarn over, purl 2, knit 2 through the back loop, and purl 2. I will repeat that to the end of the row and come back for the last row. I have succumbed to the fact that I cannot have quiet tutorials and filming, which is why I don't particularly like to, and I hope that you can accept the fact that it's just like raw me here all the time. Please don't judge background noise, okay? I'm trying to do these so that it's helpful for you when I get questions, and that maybe you can find something of value here. So I did run out of yarn, and I decided, and I have been deciding with this particular project that I am doing the Russian knot. So basically, if you've never done that before, I think I've shown it before too, but you have like your 2 strings, so the one that I'm working with, and my new yarn to attach, pointing opposite directions like this, and we will tie this on there and this on here. Okay, so the way I like to tie it so that the string faces out, so like that. Then we'll go to the other side, Again, tie it in the same way. And then we will pull both sides and it slides them together. And I just leave these strings on and work with it until the end, and then I'll snip it off. But right now I've been putting them on the inside, so you can't, it won't matter. I attached at the beginning of this because I used some of the yarn from the first panel. So see, mine are sticking out right here. It's on the inside. I mean, if I left it, it wouldn't be a big deal. And I could also weave it in, but I don't make it very long. So the way, I mean, it's gonna be secure. So you just snip it off. All right. So I'm gonna finish this row. And like I said, I will come back for the final row. I will say when you leave these ends on here, it gets a little bit fiddly when you're working with it, but this is what it looks like. I try to make sure that these ends are on the wrong side. So let's do the final row. It is going to be knit 2, purl 2 through the back loop, knit 2. See, it's coming back on there. So just make sure the ends are on the wrong side. Did I do the 2? I think so. Okay, yarn over, purl 5, and this is where this row gets a little bit tricky if you've never heard of a slip slip purl. So you'll bring your working yarn forward, slip the first stitch knitwise, slip the next stitch knitwise, slide both of those back on your needle, your left needle, bring your right needle around to the back of that second stitch and stick it in between both from the back loops, like you would normally do the purl through the back loop. Wrap your yarn and pull through both of those, and those stitches are combined now. Knit 2, purl 2 through the back loop, and then knit the last 2. So minus the 6 stitches, we will repeat that sequence again. Yarn over, purl 5, slip slip purl, I will link that video also from Patty Lyons in the notes section if you need a closer look at that. Knit 2, purl 2 through the back loop, and then knit 2. And that's the end of that row, and that's the 4-row repeat. Hopefully it helped.
Thanks for your patience. Let me know if these types of tutorials are something you'd like to see again. Oh, it's so weird to look back at old footage and remember my baby girl. But I really do love having this vlog and being able to look back and remember my journey while sharing it with you. It really makes each one of my designs and makes in general that much sweeter. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my vlogs. Thank you for expressing such support on all my socials. You guys really are the best. And now for the finishing things that aren't always my favorite, although I should find joy in it because it means we're that much closer to having a finished object. And hello, I think I'm a process maker anyways. I've been asked before why I share this part of it. To me, a project isn't done until it's been washed or blocked and seamed and ends woven in, although I don't always abide by that. Anyway, you can see here that I'm doing the blocking phase before seaming to allow the stitches to really bloom. This yarn actually dried pretty freaking fast, and the seaming was pretty satisfying too. Now the computer work. That's the part that I dread, but I do enjoy my template. And now for testers. Raquel at Infinity Yarn 123 made a cropped extra small using Mace of Skeins held double in the colorway Spellbook. MC at Blame the Knots made the size extra small using 886 yards Knitpicks Cotton Reflections. Sarah at Sarah's Yarn made the size medium using 1,061 yards of Cascade Yarns Noble Cotton. Has to be my favorite because of this cute belly. Now it's my turn to share my FO photos. This was actually my first shoot. I thought the sunglasses really brought a playful side and made it seem more summer, which is part of the reason why I chose this colorway. However, while taking the pictures, I realized that it's kind of hard to capture the real color. I mean, it looks very vibrant, and it is. So this was my second shoot, and we have these Indian paintbrushes that pop up every year, and I love them, and I thought it complemented it so well, and yet again brought another summery, springy vibe to my summer vibration tee. Let's ignore the fact that my skin tone is giving off more winter vibes. If only you can see the behind the scenes of this photo. It takes place on a 40-mile-an-hour street, so cars are constantly going by. Not to mention I have my tripod set up and I'm running back and forth within 10-second timers. Fortunately for my third photo shoot, I had my friend Stacy at Bah Humble to help me. We went to Florida for vacation, and tell me, the beach was in a perfect setting. The summer vibration is totally poppin'. The 100% fiber content makes this top super safe to get a little wet, get a little sandy. I mean, it dried pretty fast, and I would say the sand pretty much wicked off. The lace offered enough coverage and protection from the sun, but allowed a nice flow of a breeze through, so I didn't never get too hot. Ugh, how many good things can I say? I just love it. I'm happy about this design. Thank you so much again for joining me on this journey. Please consider using my affiliate link in the description below to grab your own Lion Brand kit. I look forward to seeing your rendition.